Hey everyone, it's Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. So today I have an extremely late book review for Adam Bede by George Eliot. So this was my first George Eliot. It was definitely not my last, but it definitely made me fall in love with her writing. So this was published in 1859 under her pseudonym George Eliot. Her real name is Marianne Evans. And this is basically a look at pastoral English life in the late 1700s and early 1800s. It's set in a small village, and more specifically this estate that's owned by the Denethorns and the tenants that are part of the estate. So basically she's writing about the everyday man, the common person, and their daily country life, and very relatable characters. So basically we follow four main characters. We have Adam Bede, and he is a carpenter. He's very well respected. He's virtuous. He's a genuinely good person. We also follow Hetty Sorrel, and she is a young, beautiful, vain person. She is not happy with the farm life, and she wants to leave this farm. We also follow Seth, who is Adam's brother, and he is an apprentice carpenter. He's very happy, very easygoing, and he is just starting to really find his faith and get involved in the church. And we also follow Dinah Morris, who is a female Methodist preacher, and she does not want marriage, doesn't want a family. She believes that preaching is her calling in life, and that is what she has dedicated her life to do. The plot of this, I won't go too into it because I don't want to spoil anything, but basically Adam falls in love with Hetty, but unbeknownst to him, Arthur Donnithorne, the heir to the Donnithorne estate, starts a secret affair with Hetty. It has very tragic consequences, and that is all I will say. But this affair that has these consequences, it doesn't just affect Hetty and Arthur, it also affects Adam and Seth and Dinah in different ways, and it's such a great look at so many different themes and how one action can just change the course of your life. What's really interesting about this book is it was based on true events. So I think it was George Eliot's aunt. I think she was a nurse or something like that, and she told George Eliot the story, basically what happens to Hetty, and that kind of inspired this book. It's very, very harrowing in places. I did not expect it to get so dark, but it went there. But it was so well done. I really just love her exploration of relationships and the different types of relationships: family, friendship, romantic relationships. We look at seduction and betrayal and trust. It's such a well done book. I also really love her authorial voice. She really kind of makes herself known. I love that the narrator is also kind of a character, and I've noticed that's a theme in the books that I've read by her, Adam Bede, Romola, and Middlemarch, and I think it's so interesting when you spot that as you're reading. And the other really interesting thing about this is George Eliot was not religious herself, but the way she writes religion in this book is so lovely. I feel like we're just looking at it as it is. There's not really a judgment or condemnation or what have you. Dinah is such a fabulous character, and she really just practices what she preaches and just genuinely wants to be a good human being and believes in spreading love and just being a minister to others. And Adam is just a genuinely good person. And yes, all these characters are flawed, but you really see them trying to be good and doing the best that they can. And I just thought the way that she did that with the plot and these character motivations was just really well done. There's also some humor in her narrative. I just think her writing style and her prose are just masterful. And this is just one of those books that came to me at just the right time. I started it on a whim and I finished it in less than 48 hours. And this book is over 600 pages, but it was just so gripping to me. And I loved the pastoral writing and the pastoral setting. And then when the huge plot point happened, I had to find out what happened. I was so invested in these characters. And I feel like her character work is also just fantastic. I really feel like I know their motivations and what drives them. And even though they're very flawed characters, they're very human characters and they're very relatable characters. I read this months and months ago, and it has just stuck with me, and it's one that I look forward to rereading in the future. I got so much out of it, and I feel like I'll get even more out of it on reread. And I feel like it's also a book that would be so good for discussion and just talking about life and relationships and what drives us. It's just so fabulous. So if you haven't already, I highly encourage you to pick this up. If you have, please let me know, or if you think you might read it, I would love to hear about it. If you'd like to leave an emoji, leave a sheep emoji down below. When I think pastoral, I think sheep. But as always, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button if you'd like. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.